This is the fastest bike I've ever owned. I didn't just build it for speed. I built it because I couldn't find a factory bike that really fit what I needed. A time trial bike, not just for racing, but for surviving the longest race of my life. On this channel we are documenting my training for the Double Ultra Triathlon World Championship in June, and this is my custom time trial dream bike build. Today I'm showing you the machine I'll spend 360 kilometers on, right between an 8-kilometer swim and the 85-kilometer run. This isn't just any flex video, it's not about price tags, it's about the choices I made for this build and how I try to solve one of the biggest questions in ultra endurance racing. How do you stay aero and still stay alive and comfortable for more than 10 hours on the bike course? Why I didn't go big brand. Let's start with the obvious. No, I didn't go for a Canyon Speed Max or a Track or a specialized Shiv, even though I thought about it. I made other choices, not because I'm trying to be different. I just got tired of buying bikes and then immediately replacing half of the parts after. Wrong crank lengths, useless cockpit, saddle that doesn't work, fits that are way too aggressive. The truth is, big brands and stock bikes are made full of compromises because they need to fit everyone. So this time I started from scratch. I went with a local player, Silent Bikes, a small local brand near Münster, Germany, my hometown. And I configured everything before they even painted or produced the frame. From crank lengths to leaving out the full cockpit while purchasing. It was all premeditated. This build isn't a compromise, it's my build. I run a higher front stack with double spacers to protect my back, and the reach is tuned for 360k stability, not just maximum aero gains. You will see that I didn't go full slammed at the front end, because I rather finish the race than DNF with a locked up lumbar. The cockpit. Now the fun part. The cockpit is a 100% custom mono extension cockpit from Trick Sport in northern Germany, a very small company founded by pro triathlete Lucas. It's 3D printed, fully integrated and was designed after multiple fitting rounds. So we first tested the width I need, the stack, the reach and the tilt. And then even built a custom 15 degrees aluminum spacer to get that just right tilt without flipping the entire position. Because comfort isn't about being soft, it's about staying locked in. And for over 10 hours in aero, that matters more than people think. The cockpit is 100% built for my arms. There is a comfortable inlay in the cockpit, which would certainly look better in black, but would then have too many sweat and salt deposits after just a few rides. Another thing you may have noticed is the mono handle on the cockpit. I opted for this because it's simply a much more natural arm position. Just do a plank on the floor. That's where you also put your hands together in that way. So with a mono grip, I can hold the position much longer. A huge added value. The fit philosophy. This setup isn't built for 50k time trials, it's built for ultra endurance. That's why I ride 167mm cranks, a bit shorter than standard, to open up my hips and reduce the compression in my lower back on that position. It gives me a better pelvic angle and less stress on the discs. The satellite shows is a stride geo-biomized tri-model. Aggressive support in the right spots, a wide nose cut, and surprisingly comfortable even after hours in aero. So you see that every decision here was about reducing fatigue. I'm still having issues on the skin after long time in aero position, but I guess this is just part of the game to a certain degree. Wireless and clean. The drivetrain is SRAM Red AXS 1-12, so no front derailleur, no cables, no maintenance, headaches, just clean, fast and intuitive. Left for downshifting, right for upshifting. I use a 50T front chain ring and a wide range cassette in the back. At 35 to 37 k per hour, I'm running a perfect straight chain line, efficient and quiet. And the shifting, fully wireless, thanks to leaps, bar end, blips and cockpit buttons. No wires at all, no junction boxes.
So one thing I really think is a must-have, a closed chain ring. It just looks different having it on the bike. And yeah, I really like this one from SRAM. The power meter is in here, which makes it very close to the driving effort, and then is more precise than being in here.
This also makes it very long lasting, as I could easily take the wheels, the drive chain and the cockpit to a new frame in the future.
I got my Kubo Stuba on here, so if I'm on, I can really have a look at it very close to the nose, so I could scroll the pages with the nose if I need to. You see a lot of professional triathletes riding with a bottle over here, and I can easily mount it. I got everything for that. It gives you a bit of aero, and it's just, yeah. But I decided to not go for it at the moment, because on the double ultra triathlon we are going in circles, so I don't need a lot of bottles. But if I would go for a long distance triathlon, 180k, I would definitely put a bottle here, 2 bottles in the back, and you can basically do the whole ride. I decided to go full black on black everything, because I think on a time trial bike, this is just how I feel. It's a standard classic, going to be something I really like for long years, as I wanted to not ride it just for one season. So I decided to have black on black instead of having some wild colors.
Wheels and tires. The wheels are ZIPP 858 NSW 2024, deep section, wavy profile, insanely aerodynamic and surprisingly stable even in crosswinds. I'm brutally honest, I just loved the look, so I went full spec on this part, honestly, just because of the look at some point. Not sure if the price point is justified in comparison, for example, to the 818 ZIPP, but yeah, I just love how it looks. The tires, Continental GP 5000 STR tubeless, 28mm widths, mounted for comfortability, rolling efficiency and grip. I really love this tire. I have this on my road bike as well, and tubeless not only saves weight but also gives me some peace of mind. Some drivetrain details you can't see from the outside or can see from the outside. Speed meets style. There are 2 things on the bike that I think are really worth mentioning, and you definitely feel it. The first thing is the Ceramicspeed bottom bracket. It's one of those upgrades people really argue about, but after riding it side by side with standard setups, I can say this. It's not about marginal gains. It's about smoothness. You just feel it when you're out of the saddle, pushing in watts. There is this tiny less of resistance, less drag, and yeah, it spits forever. Is it really necessary? No. Did we get it anyways? We did. And second, the rainbow chain. Let's be honest, it's pure aesthetics, but once I saw it, I just wanted to have it. It's a SRAM flat top in oil slick paired with a matching rainbow cassette at the end. And no, it doesn't make you faster at all, but it makes you feel faster, and that's important as well. Let's do a little price breakdown, because I know you will ask anyways. All in all, this bike cost you around 12 to 13,000 euros, and I paid it for myself, so no sponsoring. That's a lot, I get it, but what's the cost of getting the right fit or replacing half of your cockpit or other parts in the end? I didn't want to waste money twice. So now I did it once properly and I'm insanely happy with it. Also, this is not a seasonal bike. This is a bike for my biggest race yet and for sure many more in the future. I just enjoy it. I just enjoy riding a TT bike. It's nothing I just do at races. I enjoy riding it for training in landscape for hours. It's some kind of meditation riding a TT bike on your own solo for hours. And I did this now the past 5 days. I got this 6 days now and I did 600 kilometers on the bike in the first 5 days after getting it. So I get comfortable in the position, and after every ride I did some minor adjustments, and honestly I had nothing to complain about. I felt fast and stable from the beginning of riding it. Of course there is room to grow, but this is really about me, my mobility, flexibility, and then sitting better on that bike. And most of all, I felt in control. And when you're riding at hour 9 of a 12-hour effort, that's the feeling you really want to have. So if you have any questions about the bike or the process behind it, let me know. I'm very happy to do follow-up in the future. And in general, just once again, thank you for all the support, tuning in once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This isn't just a dream bike. It's a reflection of how I want to race, do the sports, focused, intentional, and designed around me, while still, I think, look insanely good. Thanks for tuning in. Take care and see you in the next one.